real passion for dementia care, actually. I find that we potentially don't really understand dementia very well and how we care for people with dementia and Alzheimer's. It's one of the biggest global health issues at the moment, and it's going to just get bigger. So I went to the Netherlands, spent some time over there with an extraordinary man by the name of Hans Becker, who runs a big aged care facility chain over there and has a really interesting model of care. We also went to the Dementia Village, which is the Hockaway, which is just a village for residents with dementia, which was extraordinary actually, because they're all, you know, connected by, you know, interests. They've created a beautiful space where it's all about lifestyle. So my current role is, you know, working with residents with dementia and working with staff particularly. So specifically looking at how our residents are cared for, but also retraining some of the staff and trying to take them away from thinking around task-focused, you know, things that they have to do in the morning and getting residents out of bed and being at the dining room at 8 o'clock to have breakfast, but really looking at person-centered care around the individual, around what they want to do for the day, who they are, if they like to have a shower in the morning, if they like to have a shower in the afternoon, but really connecting with them on an emotional level. A bit of a lack of understanding around the disease. I mean, you have a diagnosis of dementia, it is a fatal disease. There is no cure, and that's the scary part. I mean, you know, dementia really is just an umbrella term for a whole lot of symptoms, a whole lot of conditions that come from Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia, and then you have, you know, Parkinson's disease, you can have Lewy body dementia. There's variations of what dementia is and how that presents. So what I think some of the focus should be really on is prevention, so we don't get to that point, because this is a global crisis. At the moment we have globally, I'll just talk globally, but every 2 to 3 seconds somebody's diagnosed with dementia. At the moment there's probably about 40 million, 35 million people around the world with dementia. By 2050 it's going to be 3 times that amount, 130 million people with dementia. So for that reason I think it's a huge crisis, and I think being more aware of it, understanding it, not being afraid of it, but also understanding it more will just empower people to, I mean, everybody, you know, at some point will probably know somebody or have a relative who has dementia. Remembering these people and residents who have dementia are human beings. They've had a life, they've had amazing lives, they've had families, they've had stories. They are people that we need to connect to. So I always think people might remember or forget what you've asked them to do. They might forget what you've said, but I think they'll always remember how you make them feel. So if you can connect with them in an emotional sense, then that's a good start. That's a really great start.